Good evening and welcome back to Iridinod, where everyone is dead, Dave. Um, we had an incident which led to more incidents. Essentially, one of our scholars someone turned out to be a were-skink, and that caused a big fight in the library, which would have been fine except there was a necromancer visiting, and the necromancer, in order to protect themselves, raised a bunch of corpses as zombies, which kind of works in that zombies don't attack necromancers, and kind of doesn't work in that zombies attack anything that's alive. And by the time I'd worked out that this was what was going on, we'd lost like 2/3 of the fortress. So we spent like half of the last session building, vastly extending our graveyard and filling it with coffins. And the graveyard is now full of coffins, and we have got enough coffins for everyone who needs burying, and the dwarves are still working on burying them. I mean, first we had to start with get everyone healed into the hospital, everyone who's still alive but injured into the hospital. And we were in a situation where we had about 4 uninjured dwarves who could deal with medical duties, trying to patch up all the other dwarves, and that worked. And the newly enlarged hospital was excellent and did precisely what it was meant to do. Yes, and I'm kind of going, I should make some more space for the graveyard and possibly expand it onto another floor into like a proper necropolis, but we'll see. I'm also kind of in a mood of maybe we should find an obvious endpoint for this fortress, but it was clear where the endpoint for nose tools was. So far I've managed to stop every one of the disastrous collapses of this fortress, whereas nose tools was just being too successful and was boring because the zombie rhinoceroses had died out. Here we appear to have continuing, ongoing, weird stuff, in particular including loyalty cascades among our dwarves. Plus we're trying to get some damned turkeys. Right, someone has begun a mysterious construction. Right, so I think now any bits of bodies left here are probably able to be disposed of. I mean, that's, yeah. Those can at least go, though I think dump item jobs are a lower priority than store item in tomb jobs, so it may take a little while for that to happen. Boy, do we have a lot of items to store in tombs. Oh, we're getting there. Currently 10 items being moved, which means there are only parts of 10 different people that need to be filed. And I'm trying to run down that farm plot. That farm plot no longer has anything growing in it, so we could remove that farm plot. We have another one of these. So there's this awkward thing that corpses of zombies don't get properly disposed of, don't get properly buried. We saw that one in nose tools because nose tools had a definite zombie problem. So you get objects that get buried again and again and again, but not actually buried. And I think that's one of them, given it's on top of its owner's thingammy. No, that's a but they may have got a new name. Yeah, so I think that's again a zombie part that needs to be dumped rather than being buried. And lots of people are kind of unwell. Most of the burial is dealt with. Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised that various tamed creatures are starved to death because there's been no one around to feed them. Artifact limestone bracelet, everyone. All craft straw ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval granite cabochons and encircled with bands of round limestone cabochons, naked moldog bone, table cut claro opals, and cave spider silk. The object is adorned with hanging rings of copper and menaces with spikes of gneiss, fungi wood, and sea lamprey leather. On the item is an image of Decline Certain the Painful Torment, the Crundlebone left gauntlet in copper.
I think your trousers left me a present on the floor.
They're not. That's not for my trousers.
It was down there on the floor, but okay.
It was indeed.
Okay.
I was fiddling with it because I found it on the table.
Okay, fair enough. There you are. We conversation for trousers for you.
Good Lord, I've got a mosquito.
Well done.
I think it was as surprised as I was.
Yes, I'm very glad that I'm not going to be at home tomorrow. I'm going into work in search of some working air conditioning.
Ha ha ha, lol.
There are at least two, maybe... there are at least two possibilities, and like I could go for the extreme thing of going down into the basement of the zoology building and hiding in the server room there, but I probably shouldn't.
I'm just laughing because my building does not have aircon. Not that I'm allowed back in anyway, and I don't think I have a working work laptop, but amongst my problems are probably have better aircon here.
We have been told that we shouldn't trust that the aircon will make the building adequately cool, but
well,
like it'll do at least as well as this house. So
if it gets really bad, we can all try and hide in my bedroom with laptops. But
right, we're finally dumping.
anyway.
Yeah, there is Pink Beast the slight problem that modern server rooms do not have very cold aisles.
Yes.
So the data center will we have plans for what to do when the data center hits 35 degrees in the hot aisle, in the cold aisle.
Just turn everything off.
We just turn some things off. Right, things are getting properly thrown away now. I think in general, if anything gets placed in that right, you mean jobs as in tasks rather than jobs as in occupations. I see. Anyway, let's anything that ends up in this place is probably ready to be. That's curious. Dumped. I'm slightly curious as to what's going on with that tooth, because it apparently has a task associated with it, which is that a... Oh, there are still some place item in tomb jobs pending. Okay, let's not quite dump those yet until we've finished all of the place item in tomb jobs. Well, okay, stray cat corpses are no problem. Ditto, that's presumably a goose or something. Oh, we found someone dead. Well, maybe there haven't been many people going into the library recently. The library does we've cleaned the library at least, so there's not much blood around, but the number of corpses is a bit embarrassing. Maybe we should let's just temporarily close the library to visitors until we've cleaned up the dead bodies. We will be welcoming visitors again once there are fewer bodies in the library.
We need more Miss Marples and fewer necropolis, I think.
Yes. Clearing out. What? Oh yes. That's precisely why I didn't tag everything in there for dumping just yet. Those look like dead cats.
Good bounce.
They are actually in the process of being dumped. Excellent. Oh gods, that's an enormous pile of stray cat teeth. That's going to take a while. Someone seems to have punched all the teeth out of a cat.
That's quite a lot of teeth, and they're quite small. But I presume they're also big enough to stop doors closing and other like inconveniences.
Oh yes.
Like that.
Partly because they're part of a cat, which is a big enough creature.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dead peacock there. That should be disposed of as well. I mean, like, in theory, we might be able to butcher some of this lot, but... Actually, yes, possibly it's worth not immediately dumping the pig parts, because we might be able to butcher them. Oh, yes, I think I understand why bits of people who have tombs get put in this stockpile. I think it's because there's already a job putting something else in their tomb, and therefore they don't get the can't schedule a job to put something else in the tomb at the same time. Right, the farm plot has gone, which means I can fill the space that occupied it with the space that it occupied, sorry, with coffins. Right. Also, it looks like we have at least one more of those slightly lost corpses. I think there's something like we're not like the dwarves don't quite know whose body it is, because it's both the body of the original person who died, who is entitled to a burial, and the body of the zombie that they rose as, who is not entitled to a burial. Um,
So they have both tea and no tea.
yes, and thus the corpse gets taken to the coffin, but not placed inside it. And then repeatedly taken to the coffin, but not placed inside it.
Full of dwarven burial rituals. Full of dwarves.
Since we know that that one's a llama now, it can obviously be disposed of. We now only have 2 place item in tomb jobs running. This is one of them. Though I observe that seems to have left a tooth outside of a coffin, so that was probably one that needs dumping. Alright, that's already marked dumping, sorry. So I suspect these are people who've had a lot of teeth knocked out, and thus the teeth have to be moved one at a time serially to the correct coffin. I think if there's anything forbidden in the library, we should unforbid it.
Unless it's raising zombies, you probably want to forbid raising zombies.
Well, these are only forbidden items,
Okay.
not forbidden activities.
Don't
Do the
survive it?
the Bodleians rules ban you from raising zombies in the library?
I think raising zombies is fine.
Okay.
So long as, no fire is involved in the process. I'm not sure how you tell with some of the older dogs. Ones that look like they've been coming from Bodleian for the last 300 years. The old zombies.
I suppose we should set some people engraving gravestones for this lot, shouldn't we? That's going to take a while.
I think the post rock shortly. Do you want to go through what?
Yes. Fairly soon.
Taking your rest down, so you've probably got anything.
I'm very near the end of this game, and then we can go.
Right, that's the first 10. I think we've probably got 10 slabs to spare because I have tried to organise things so that we keep a decent stock of spare slabs for precisely this purpose. One place item in tomb job for a tooth.
Oop. I should put my socks on.
Another place item in Tomb job falls up for another tooth belonging to the same dwarf. Because like once we have no pending place item in Tomb jobs, I'll be reasonably comfortable destroying everything else.
My room.
I'll set the fan going. Close off a step.
I opened one of the skylight units to put some heat might escape. And that's today, not tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow it's going to be extremely unpleasant and like
Yes,
actually
tomorrow
dangerous.
evening they won't be playing Fortress. They get to sleep on the sofa.
I can perfectly well play Dwarf Fortress from my room. If you want to go to sleep on the sofa now.
Well, not now, no, but tomorrow quite possibly.
Tomorrow you're playing the Fortress because it'll be Monday.
Welcome back, SGT.
Simon's walk from here to there. If I sat upstairs for 10 minutes, I'm probably still here. Yes.
See, if two dwarves got involved in this set of jobs, it would be faster. Because one of them could put an item in the coffin and immediately someone else could pick the next item up. At least I think that's how the rules work. Because it's one dwarf repeatedly doing the job, it doesn't work quite so well. Oh. Right, we have no remaining store item in Tomb jobs. Place item in Tomb jobs, which I think means any remaining body parts lying around the fortress can safely be dumped. They aren't necessary to ensure that someone doesn't rise as a ghost or anything. I think we should just about keep pig skeletons, because they're just about big enough to be worth dismembering. I think we may not... Oh no, we have a mason. Let's just check if our mason is also... Oh, they're not an engraver. Well, let's add engraving to them, because that probably doesn't confuse me too much. And they are an engraver, so I might get round to it in due course. So let's see if we get a butchery job scheduled for that pig. We have auto butcher turned on. I think that pig is not going to get auto butchered. So we'll dump the pig as well. Yes, the general auto butchery rule is not very alarming. It just means if you have a butcherable item reasonably close to a butcher's shop, then the butcher's shop will schedule a job to butcher it. A migrant has arrived despite the danger. Hello, migrant. You are a crafts dwarf, apparently. You're a skilled weaver and a talented glassmaker. Well, that's kind of nice. We probably need some of them. Are you any good with any weapons? No. I mean, it's probably less traumatic for them to be involved in all the burials because they don't know any of the people they're burying. Yes, you only get despite the danger if there have been a lot of deaths recently, as far as I can tell. I'm afraid the amphibian woman has, whatever she was, has succumbed. Yes, the gentle creaking of rigging noise is indeed the fan, which creaks slightly as it turns. In a rhythmic fashion. There's currently no one else in the house as everyone else has gone out for a walk. So yes, just having a quick look to see if there are any forbidden items on that floor. It seemed to be, there's a few there. Oops. We did have a bit of a shortage of splints earlier. Doesn't look like there's much that's forbidden on this floor even. A couple of forbidden books. Well, let's get them unforbidden so they can be put back in the library where they belong. Right, there we go. Oh yes, I was thinking about reorganising the military a bit, wasn't I? Because the Gloved Tundras are kind of short of members. So I should find essentially anyone who's good at, well, something useful. Wrestling, not really. Maybe competent at a weapon skill would be nice. A skilled mace dwarf who's currently in the Violet Tomes. You should come into the Gloved Tundras. And a competent hammer dwarf. Okay, our standards now need to drop. The novice spear dwarf will be fine. And we still have 2 slots open. Well, the novice axe dwarf will be fine then. Okay, we're just going to have to take that High Master Wrestler. Let's take the Skilled Wrestler instead. Right, okay, that's the Gloved Tundras at least back up to full strength, even if they're not very good. Yes, probably the wrestling comes from everyone having been engaged in vast amounts of fist fights. So I think we should stick anyone else who isn't in the miners and cutters into the rough secrets. Let's put our High Master Wrestler in as the head of the rough secrets. In general, the military are not quite my last line of defence, but they're pretty close. Like, they will, so they are like who will kill anything that gets past the ballistae and the Bronze Colossus, which essentially means anyone who manages to get into the fortress before we can get the doors closed. So that generally doesn't happen, though we have had they have had to deal occasionally with serious threats, in particular when was there some problem with the door controls? I can't remember now. There was something that led to us getting like a bunch of actual trolls and goblins inside the main oh yes, there was a leak in the trade depot, wasn't there? Like, I knocked down a wall in order to get some teeth out of it and didn't get round to rebuilding it, and it turned out that this, or something like that, and it turned out that this let everyone in. Oh, I couldn't get into the old trade depot, and so I knocked down a wall so that I could get into the old trade depot, and then it turned out that let the entire goblin army in. So that's they're mainly there as a fallback, but they also, as you say, deal with were creatures, zombies, etc. The primary purpose of the military is to arrange that everyone is wearing armour all the time, because that makes them a lot less prone to getting hurt by things. So when they run into a forgotten beast, surprisingly in the caverns, they might actually survive. Or indeed more mundane wildlife, though we haven't seen much mundane wildlife recently. So yes, they're not. Generally, the idea is that the Gloved Tundras are the ones who actually do the fighting, and all the other squads are just there for being vaguely good with a weapon and wearing useful armour all the time. So anyone who's in a squad below the rough secrets should be pulled out into the rough secrets, I think, initially.
Vaguely cool walking around the block when you come in the front door and there's a wall. I have washed your box up, you can do the rest.
Right, so now I think every one of those is actually empty. Right. So that will make things slightly easier when I come to move people around, because I can go... Now I've just got the glove tundras, the miners and cutters, rough secrets and the seals of neutrality that actually have anyone in them. I'm kind of worried by how many corpses there still are in the library. But yeah, there are plenty of jobs storing things in stockpile 17, so that's fine. But I suppose now, given that there are no store item in tomb jobs, I can directly start dumping every bit in the every body part in the library. I suppose I was trying to clear out this floor first, wasn't I? Yes, that was the thing. And there's still a reasonable number of teeth to be collected. Then we'll go up another floor to the library, and then... then another floor up to the hospital, but there aren't many dead bodies in the hospital, curiously. Don't think we need a partial skeleton of a cyclops, do we? Yes, people. Well, it's only a cyclops. It's not unique. I don't think dwarves will make cyclops bone earrings because cyclopses are too intelligent. Goblins would and elves would, but dwarves generally only make earrings out of and other such stuff out of creatures that they don't see as intelligent. And cyclopes, cyclopodes, okay, are slightly too intelligent, if nonetheless mostly chaotic. Something has emptied a cage. That's nice. That's probably a gremlin. I don't know that I care. Yeah, okay, that would actually be a big problem. Happily, we got moved to the place where the I should probably do something about that, shouldn't I? Yeah, it would just be a little embarrassing if a gremlin actually made it into the fortress and successfully released something from the cages. What's everyone doing? Quite a lot of people are engaged in really important arguments in the library. Maybe I should prioritise clearing out the dead from the library. Because people keep going in there. At least we appear to have a bunch of tasks for putting things back in their shelves. That's what that phenomenal number of store item in location jobs are all about. They're really reshelve item jobs. Almost done. Wondering why that juice is bright red. Right, that's a bunch of the stuff in the library schedule for clearing out, so that people who sit around there won't get so upset by all the dead bodies. Well, yes, going back and listening to the music is probably a good thing to do while I'm tagging vast quantities of body parts for disposal. Well, make sure you don't have no tea in your inventory then.
Indeed. You are not vegetarian, seats and chairs, umbrellas, animals, no food or drink. What? You can't take with you a fire. You also can't take into the event the unauthorised use of photograph, video or sound recording equipment.
This is getting very something. I'm not quite sure what the right word is, but something.
No one's actually doing any of my dump item jobs, of course. They're getting distracted by other things. Some of which, at least, are probably important to them.
that's all going to him himself. His wife had a smoking every day for 50 years. You should get something for that.
Right, tum-tum-tum. There's not much going on really. We're mostly cleaning. Oh, there's a butcher and animal job. I should probably make sure I haven't accidentally got something we might plausibly want to. Actually, I can go, J, what is it that we're trying to butcher? Oh, we don't know yet. Well, let's temporarily unmark the things that we might. I think it's probably the large rat. But while there are butchery jobs scheduled, we should temporarily cease dumping things until they get butchered. I mean, when I say temporarily cease dumping things, I only mean from that stockpile. I'm not quite enthusiastic enough as to reorganise everything else. Maybe we don't have any butchers left. Hello, learn butchery. Stop lazing around in the library. Hurrah for our single weapon trap, which is really very good at dealing with incoming random creatures. Just wondering about our stocks of plant-based food. Right, we've got 1,321 plump helmets. I don't really need to re-establish that farm plot anywhere else. We have lots of Galena cabinets, so we can start filling people's bedrooms with Galena cabinets. Oh, we don't have a manager assigned. Let's sort manager. In the absence of better plans, may as well make it the mayor. Similarly, we're probably going to want a broker.
Sudden bend silence.
Oh, Claire says sudden bend silence. I shouldn't be silent. I think I'm still streaming things.
Oh, Claire said Ben is back.
Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, apparently. That's kind of weird. I'm being fairly gentle with things. Stream health. Yes, since 2216 we've apparently had problems with getting enough data up there. Well, I think it's all fine. Hang on, let me have a quick poke around. And check. I mean, not that I can do much about it anyway.
Well, if it's urgent, you're paying, so that is.
Yeah, precisely. Now, if you're not going to actually start doing the butchery, I'll assign someone else to the job. No, that's diagnosis. That's not the same thing as butchery. Right, someone is now going to try to butcher a thing. Why does someone keep coming up and standing and staring at that cat corpse and then going away again? Was it their cat? Don't think so.
If I saw a dead cat lying around, I would watch you to see if it bounced, because I never understood what a dead cat happens to bounce, I just watch you to see if it does.
Right, any more butchery jobs being scheduled? No.
The dead cat bounces twice a day.
I think that's just the current government.
Right. Well, we're going to throw the dead cat away anyway, so there.
Take the dead cat and make it bounce.
Ra?
Sure.
I think it's rather a cat.
Someone did just come and stare at the dead cat again. We should, since we've got some butchery products, we should do a run of preparing meals and then work out whether we actually have anyone who can cook. Which we may well not. Seems like a perfectly ordinary cat skeleton to me. It occurs to me that if I assigned a wheelbarrow to the corpse stockpile, we might be able to more efficiently move teeth around. But I think that might only work. I don't know if you can store corpses in bins or body parts in bins. And like a bin full of teeth seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to have. Oh, that's why they were always going in there and standing over the cat skeleton. There was also a pile of armour on the same tile.
You couldn't see until you moved the cat skeleton?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds unusual. It's very different. I suppose if it's a cat body, maybe a cat skeleton, and that bit big enough.
Almost dealt with that enormous pile of teeth on the next floor up. No one seems to be interested in butchering anything in there. That was a very odd noise, Steph. Goodness, we've managed to run ourselves out of diorite boulders.
Hey, you got a little weird. That's why pop, 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 pop.
Right. So they're still trying to shift things. Like, there's so many reshell vitamin library effectively jobs. Oh, we got all of those slabs made though, so I should engrave some more slabs, shouldn't I? Then we get the fun of trying to actually work out where each one should go. So, well, we should look for one of those. Let's say look for Kubuk, Kadol, Fikod, Alron. There they are. In memory of Kubuk Kadolfikot Alron, born 82, struck down by the dwarf death zombie Dishmab Tinsearch the Saturday Charm in the year 182. So they lived for 100 years. Slayer of Erib Lance Rinks the Worthy. The colour burnt umber made him happy. Dodok Nonubrimtar. Actually, there is another approach I could take to this. Would it work? That might be quicker. They may even be vaguely sensibly sorted. Doduk Nonubrimtar. I go Q, which should then place my cursor on the correct thing, and then I just go one step to the left of that and install the slab there. In memory of Dodok Nonubrimtar, born 81, struck down by the dwarf death zombie Dishmab Tinsearch the Saturday Charm with an iron right gauntlet in the year 182. Slayer of the Cat. Was actually just a perfectly ordinary cat. Loving father and husband, lover of the moss of caves. So after that we should go for Locum Shoduk Logem. Oh, it's summer already. Well, so we have a short pause while the autosave happens. And I go, is there a thing I can witter about while we're waiting for the save to happen? Yes, indeed, Simon says. The moss of caves, with capital letters, presumably not to be confused with the moss of caves, or cave moss as we'd usually call it. Indeed, the moss of caves will be some dance or poetic form. Yes, it provides a possible opportunity for turkeys, because the humans will arrive, probably, with a trade caravan. So it might have some interesting pets in it. Right, thank you. Completely forgotten the name I'm looking for, though. Locum Shoduk Logem. Shoduk Logem. In memory of Locum Shoduk Logem, born 112, died of thirst in the year 182. Devoted mother and wife, lover of maces. Ral Absamkerol. They're probably not early in this list. What does... Right, swap right panel just turns on and off the map, right. Well, Absam Kirol. Well, Erdin Daros, I remember that name. Let's go back up again. I apparently missed them. Or they don't actually have a grave at the moment, which would be kind of confusing. Maybe it will become more obvious what's happened here once we've installed everyone else's gravestones. Rigoth Ginnet Meng. Kind of tedious. Now I'm wondering if we could do something like carefully organising our graveyard by name, but that really doesn't work, does it? Keep turning up people I can't find in the graveyard. Let's try once more. And then we'll just wait until we've made all the slabs and install them all at once. Because actually that will probably be quick, at least as quick, won't it? Yeah, bored now, I'll do it the other way around. Because then I can just pick a gap and find the slab in my collection. Are we lacking any? No, we got a bookbinder, didn't we? Our new arrival was, among other things, a bookbinder, I think. So many things that need filing. Still, here comes someone to return a book to the library. That's nice. Once we've got the bodies out of the library, I'll start letting visitors back into it. Just temporarily get bored and suspend the make diorite crafts jobs. We probably need to think about what we're doing with those anyway. So, yeah, it looks like most of our intelligent undead in there are these odd dwarf wasting hunters who are listed as friendly, but don't seem to have like any actual role. Which I think is what wereskinks turn out to look like when they're not, if they get to transform back. Well, someone's delivered a body part down here. May as well scrap that. It's a sow's ear! Can't we make a silk purse out of it? Sadly, no, we can't.
But if I wake up, I might get it. Anyway.
Right, the sow's ear has been disposed of. This is mostly... Okay, so all of these are about storing armour in the correct place, and that's someone returning a book to the library. Yes, I have been considering, someone mentions awnings on IRC, and I have been kind of considering whether it would be practical to do something in the back garden, but not so much along the lines of complicated retractable thing as big sheet of fabric with an eyelet in each corner. Would obviously be triangular. So, like, to an extent, we have a tree. That's another item we can probably dump, isn't it? As no one wants to butcher it. So we are gradually improving this. See, human trade caravan. Bet there's something we can sell them. Admittedly, there doesn't seem to be anything in the... Is that enough? Possibly. We'll find out whether they have turkeys shortly. We need them to arrive first. Sure, my broker will get around to coming up here eventually. Not many bodies left in the library.
There was a button on the lid.
Yes.
There isn't anymore. I'll put it on the table.
That's where it started.
Well, it's not mine.
I know, I'm pretty confident it's mine.
I could sit there and sew it to the sort of leg of your trousers.
Just so that you can claim you're right that it was part of my trousers.
Yes. Problem is that when I can start sewing on it, I can't stop, and so I'd be left quite a long time until I have a thread.
Okay, I hope my broker stops their individual combat drill eventually. Okay, I think we don't have a bookbinder at the moment. Well, let's pick someone who's asleep, and when they wake up they'll discover they're a bookbinder. That will then unblock the bookbinding jobs from the Craftsdwarf's workshop, where we have bookbinding jobs that try to ensure that we have a reasonable number of blank scrolls lying around, or something like that. I can't quite remember how I set it up. Maybe it's the other way around and we try to arrange that we don't have any spare parchment. That's nice. Okay, we don't seem to have any remaining
Dry towels.
store item in stockpile jobs, so why are there still corpses in the library? Now, that one's even marked for dumping. We don't have any live dump item jobs either, I don't think. We're storing things in a refuse stockpile 52. Where's that? Okay, that's that weird one there. Wonder what the point of that one was. Okay, that's generic refuse, I see. Slightly confused by why we're not getting items being properly dumped. I mean, it would make the library much more sanitary if it didn't have dead bodies in it. Alright, someone's hauling away one of them now. Okay, now we've got another batch of dump item job scheduled, right? I'm not worried. It's a bat. Right. Still not an entirely empty library. Come on, you can do it. Right, so where's our trader? Have they made it to the trade depot yet? No. Tempted to make someone else my broker. Maybe someone who's not currently busy. Oh, our mayor is... We've changed who the mayor is. What? Or the mayor has accidentally lost all of their stuff. Maybe the mayor's stuff was actually owned by their spouse or something. Right, so yes, we need to give Lord Bimricker some useful runes. Ideally a bedroom with an armour stand in it. I think that's an armour stand. Right, that's better. Now how do you feel about going and trading? But I have plenty of systems being backed up using dump. I mean, mostly we're going to replace it with things doing the backups at the VM level, but...
Why are you reading to the head? I missed what you're reading.
Oh, there are no tape drives involved. I should make sure I make that clear. But... All right, that's why that was highlighted in bright red. That's in a display case for reasons I can no longer remember. Come on, we've only got 2 corpses left in the library. Ah, we picked up one of them. One corpse left in the library. Once we've got 0 bodies in the library, I will let visiting scholars back. Right, we've got also, we can ask to engrave some more memorials. Oh no, sorry, 2 bodies left in the library. There's one under that statue as well. Come on. You can do it. You can actually schedule dump item jobs. You have a melancholy visiting scholar necromancer. Right. How are we doing at getting our damn broker up here? Right, I'm going to give up on this broker and assign a new person the job of broker. Preferably someone who's not currently doing any work. Like Dumed Medtobvod. Right, maybe that will work better. Yes. All right, I think the reason that they weren't doing anything was because they were in the doing a military job. So what have you brought with you? I mean, we'll take things that people might like as pets. But I observe a complete absence of turkeys in your stocks. And we're probably well enough off cats still. I think we've got enough sand actually. Still seems to be someone out there supplying sea serpents. That's nice. And we'll take some cheese, but frankly we're reasonably well off for food these days. All books will have your books, though. Even if they are only copies. So the general thing should be first put in those things that aren't in a bin. Actually, just have that earring, that will be fine. We did have a thought of buying cut gems, or even uncut gems, but I don't think they've actually brought any. Large gems are not of any use to us. No.
What's the name of the little bar that holds the pedal to the bucket you get called?
Crank? So I was just going to get the newly arrived animals stuck in this pen temporarily. Largely to get them out of their cages. So that people can meet them and decide whether they want them as pets. And I can desperately hope that someone wants a pet raven, because really they should. Yeah, I probably didn't need to buy any cats. Go on, 2 bodies left in the library. Someone come and collect one.
Did you ask if somebody wanted to read one?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. Right, someone is taking a tooth out of the library. That's kind of a start. The tooth was not part of the library's stock, so you don't have to do anything special. Plus, like, people steal, well, don't really steal things from our library all the time. The general rule is if you're a scholar, you take books from one library and move them to another library, and possibly make a copy in the new place. Right, that's another skeleton removed. It's a huge one-eyed mongoose, everyone. It's also very close to the fortress. But there probably isn't actually anyone out in the... Oh, well, there's someone. There aren't many people out there who will get caught by it. Oh, I've just realised that the the system for filling up the reservoir is currently open. Let's fix that. Let's just make sure everyone comes inside. Okay, we have a shortage of slabs. There's some. Oh, do we have a manager? Looks like it. Okay, this dwarf is about to meet the one-eyed cobra because one-eyed mongoose, because the cat that the mongoose was chasing headed in the direction of the dwarf. Or maybe not. I presume that is a dwarf. Okay, no, that's actually only a cat. Right, I don't need to worry too much about anyone being outside then, because I don't think there is anyone outside. So, for safety and such, I will lock these now. And then kite the Forgotten Beast in there for a bit. We don't go out. I'm a little worried about what the Forgotten Beast is doing there. Wondering if it has found a way to pass to that thing and thus can destroy it from below. But someone should be about to pull... Yes, indeed has just pulled. Should be about... Oh, something. Doesn't really matter. Is somewhere around pulling the lever that will lock it in. So I'm not too worried. I don't think there was anything there that we wanted, was there? Oh, there are some. They have got some cut gems. Let's buy all their cut gems. I'm going to accidentally lock this thing out, aren't I? Yes, stoats. Maybe it's... What? There's a dwarf there. What are you doing out in the caverns? We might be able to save you. Let's lock that. Unlock one of those. Maybe I can't save you. Maybe I can. Oops. Yeah, everyone is meant to be inside, which means not in the caverns. And we do admittedly have a slightly odd definition of inside, and I think I should adjust it by a few tiles so that being there doesn't, indeed actually being in any of this area doesn't count as inside. Anything on this floor? Not quite, but I mean, a lot of this stuff is like we're never going to enter this room again anyway. Prettier. Right. So I don't think there's any danger that... So I think they do know they're meant to be indoors. It's just taken them a little while to get back here. Looks like the engineer will survive at least. Right, engineer's indoors. Now, Butcher's 2 steps away, so they may take the sensible approach and run like hell. They can still live. The engineer is going to a meeting to complain about this forgotten beast. Come on, butcher, get indoors. Preferably before you run out of blood. Right, too late. I mean, technically you didn't run out of blood. Let's release you from the trade depot. I don't think we're going to be doing any more trading. Right, so now reopen that. Just check that all the front doors are closed. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's kind of weird and I might want to deal with it later. Godun Obel Ralok Nesteth Langud, ghostly scholar, is following Ingiz Deleth Kilrud, sage. Right, if you say so. Yes, we do indeed have a ghostly scholar in the library. Maybe we need to make them a gravestone. Here, let's add the full pile of engraving jobs. Right, so come on, into the cupboard. Thank you. Right, well that should do the job. Probably now I just want to lock that again. Because given every cage trap is webbed now, it really should be quite easy for that to fall into the into one of them. Twang! There we go. Right, good. There is a cage containing a forgotten beast, so we now want to cancel that, pull that lever to close that off. Unforbid those hatches. And turn off the alert. And now that that's closed, now we can unforbid that hatch and install another cage here. Okay, is there some reason why? Oh, of course. No, I've just turned off the alert. Why can't I ask to put that? Oh, that cage is already being stored somewhere. Right, and the merchant's packing up and getting ready to go. Someone is fixing up the engineer who was injured but not killed by the Forgotten Beast. Various bits of our fortress can be placed in the bin, or not in a bin, in the rubbish dump. A little worried about what you're doing now. No, please don't store that item in a vehicle. No, actually, can I just say cancel the store item in a vehicle job? No. Right, but that's caused you to drop it at least. I think the minecart is disabled, so they won't actually set the minecart going. But I was a little worried. Right there, install it properly where it belongs. Oh, yes, of course, though the items in that square can't be removed because there's a statue in the way. We're going to have to demolish the statue first. I think I actually want to do the same thing again. I don't actually want the statue removed. No. May be impossible to set it up because there are so many items there, but we'll see. What do you want? You want chains, okay. Chains not counters. Oh, I think they're technically furniture, yes. Oh, we don't have any silver in stock. We're going to have to smelt something. We've got a small quantity of galena down here, so... probably release everything. Well, I can release anything, any creatures that have been delivered, can't I? Except for the turkey, of course, which belongs there. No one has adopted the raven yet. Right, we're probably about at the point where... Right, the last body has been removed from the library. Oh right, yes, we have an engraved slab shortage. What's going on there? Oh, because of course that job only runs if we have that many slabs that haven't been installed, and I'm accumulating uninstalled slabs because that will make it easier to work out which one goes where. Presume I can't change the that wasn't what I meant. Aha! I can say amount of unengraved rock slabs available is at most 10. That will help. So actually I can cancel all of these, and I won't bother cancelling the one that's actually underway. Let's temporarily suspend the ones that haven't already been cancelled, and then we'll unsuspend them once the slab construction has got underway again. Right, I think I should now pull the lever that will crush all of the remains in the rubbish dump. Which will remove a lot of items from the world. Right. This is all going quite well. Let's just discourage people from coming in through that route. It's not a sensible route. Also, is that a dwarf cage? No, it's a human cage. We've accidentally trapped a human scholar in a cage. Okay, so why are they not getting put in the minecart? I mean, this was meant to only take dwarves. Why did a forgotten beast get brought up here then? I mean, I'll add humans to it because humans should probably be let out of cages as well. Yes, I mean, I would have expected that things like the goblin armies would go, you've still got all this valuable stuff, but you're also half dead. Now would obviously be an excellent time to come and visit you. Though, of course, they do have to hear about this. It may take a little while for the rumours to spread. Right, rock slab production is underway again, so let's unsuspend all of those. The library has no bodies in it, so I think we can now allow visitors. Yes, another strange mood. I suspect I should probably do something about the ghosts. Ghost, sorry. Oh yes, I was going to install cupboards in everyone's bedrooms, wasn't I? Let's find all the bedrooms that exist and don't have cupboards in and fix this. This is not the most efficient way to go about this, Ben. There are far more graves than bedrooms. Actually, given how many... No, we've not got that many. Let's populate every... occupied bedroom with a cupboard. I don't know. Keep pressing the wrong button. Hang on, no, that's already got the lapis lazuli cabinet in it. Right, every bedroom now has every occupied bedroom now has a cabinet in. So now I'm just going to put cabinets in every bedroom, regardless, until we run out of cabinets or bedrooms. Because of course most bedrooms are unoccupied because everyone's dead. I don't quite understand why I hadn't already put one in there, given there's a person sleeping there. Oh, there we go. That will keep everyone busy hauling those cabinets around. Wondering if I can find that person who the ghost had started following and see how they feel about the fact that they have a ghost follower. Let's see to find it. Maybe my eyes just aren't working anymore. Oh well. I think we should probably put the ghost to rest anyway. Right, that's Godin thing, Nesta thing, who I think doesn't currently have a slab in existence. So let's do that one fairly soon. It appears that my main metal worker is also a cook, which is possibly not quite correct. Now, lots of people hauling cabinets around. Which will probably make the place nicer. Oh, it is notable that our clothing stockpile is essentially full. Someone is working on the slab for the ghost. We have a good place to put it. The last one we stuck in a little alcove. Yeah, we've got a kind of alcove at the north end as well. That one? No. That one. It's the ghost. Come on, put that slab in place. Let's see if we can now make a silver chain. I think we may not have a gem setter anymore. Certainly got no one who appears in green at all. That might help. No, we still don't have enough silver bars. Okay. Either that or they'd be right in the process of being put away. Almost all of the cabinets have been installed now. Hurrah! There's our moody dwarf carrying a galena block around with them. And here's someone about to deliver the thing for laying that unfortunate ghost. Right, there we go. And as is traditional, in memory of Godon Obolrelok Nesteth Langgood, born 101, struck down by the dwarf death zombie Dishmab Tinsearch the Satiny Charm in the year 182. Slayer of Geshud Rung Mansion's devoted father and husband, united with Nickel. And I think probably got raised from the dead and thus produced a zombie that we couldn't bury properly. She certainly looks fairly well. Maybe she's just easily stressed. Really? No, let's try to get some more useful people. Oh yes, we should let that work out what's going on with that human scholar. Have they been transported to the launching site? Yes, they have. If I then go... No, we want all animals to be loaded if they're placed in that stockpile. It should totally include humans. Yes. Taking from animal stockpile 51. Alright, there is a store item in vehicle job pending. Good. Right, so now we just reconfigure that stop. Push north immediately, always. That didn't work properly. The human is still in the cage. Well, we can't run another go, but we may have to do something different there. Like, is the minecart maybe not going fast enough to eject a human? It would be nicer if that corridor weren't quite so full of animals, really. Come on, push the minecart. Oh, it has failed to eject the human again. Right, well, I'm not going to attempt to fix that one tonight. Let the dwarves put everything back and we'll try to deal with it later. Usual thing, I'm just looking for people who are entombed but have no slab engraved. Oops. Right. That's all the ones we can schedule for now. Alright, I think since it's 5 minutes to midnight, it is time for me to go to bed, and nothing very exciting is happening in the fort at the moment. So I think we will stop here. We'll be back again, I expect, on Friday. Good night, anyone who is left.